Hello everyone, and yes, we're coming towards the end of the week. I know it's been an amazing journey. I hope you've been enjoying all the epic hero guides, plus all the other content that's been smashing on the channel, as well as the collaborations we've been doing elsewhere. So today we're going to be going over Pan, one of the final heroes to go over before finish off the series. And the reason we're going to go over Pan, a lot of players might be like, why are you going to do this if she's a gatherer? Yes, she is a gatherer, but some players do want to try and use her as a support hero, which is fine, and you're going to do that. I'm going to try and help you promote that type of play style. So I'm going to give you her skill overview, like always, her best pairing in my eyes to fulfill this role, as well as her best artifact choices. And then we're going to go into the two talent pages, the gathering page that you should be running and generally all the gatherers, as well as then the support page I would then run for Pan. So with all that said, I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get into all of her skills. So Pan's four skills are actually not too bad what in regards of a support style hero. So what we get in our first skill is a pretty cool mage effect that whenever we trigger our 1000 rage, we will heal a nearby friendly legion. This is anyone that's obviously been fighting while taking damage from skills. This is just showcasing here the blurb if you're ever wondering. But it will target the legion, so mainly your front line with the lowest unit count, and you'll heal them by 400 troops, and as well you'll also gain that legion onslaught. So that next minute he heals 400 troops, and that march gains a 20% normal attack damage buff for 5 seconds. So this is a really cool effect, right, if you think about it. It's a way to support your front line, maybe your T5 frontline players, by using T4 march and just healing them with a support hero. Her second skill is the gathering. We don't want to go too crazy about this, but it is a wood gather speed border. So you will get always 20% speed, but you also get an additional 20% with wood gather. So in total, you're going to get 40% if you're hitting the wood. So try and use your pan to farm all the wood nodes, and then you'll obviously get that little bit of an increase in your resource production. But this is when she becomes a bit more, again, in that supportive tank role that I'm going to be going for when we go into her builds. And she has a 15% defense bonus, and while reducing her hero skill damage taken by 10%. That's amazing, guys. A nice 10% stats of skill being reduced, and a bonus of 15% defense, meaning we are pretty damn tanky for a mage march, because she is a mage in overall category if you think about it, because of the very far range on her attack. But then when you go to her fourth skill, she has a 20% chance to remove a debuff effect whenever she's hit with a normal attack. This can be triggered every 5 seconds, and this is actually one of the best talents, I'm not going to lie, as a utility-based talent. The fact that you can randomly just remove for 20% chance a movement speed reduction, a attack speed reduction, a defense reduction, all these types of rage reduction even. You could just remove this by getting hit with a normal attack, and this is amazing because it's going to allow your march to obviously sustain its true stats, meaning it's going to be a lot more stronger. The cool thing with Pan, when you do finally awaken her, because you can see we are only 15 heads away ourselves, you will enhance that first skill, and the only difference in this first skill is the last line of text. So we still give the target that is the lowest health 400 HP back. We also give them that 20% normal attack damage increase for 5 seconds, but we also now heal ourselves for 200 damage. So this is going to again allow us as our main march to self-sustain in the fight. So it's going to allow us to try and support and be as effective as a support tanky march in the open field. And that's how I honestly do see Pan being played. I think if you're going to play Pan correctly in the open field, if that's your choice, we were going to go down this really tanky route of trying to abuse her sort of support's capability. So the way I would honestly pair my Pan, and the number one pair that we're only going to be talking about today is going to be Indis. And the reason why you're going to do a Pan Indis combo is they both have the exact same trees, so you could rock two different trees if you really wanted to for, you know, gathering and PvP if that's your true style. But the reason Indis is so good with your Pan is the fact that she shares a very similar role with her. So instead of healing just that one unit, she's now going to be healing two nearby legions, and she's now putting a debuff on the enemy, making them take 20% extra bonus damage. So this is a very cool effect that you can now put on your Pan, because you think about it, we're healing for 400 plus an additional 350 that triggers, I believe, a couple of twice over a few seconds, which is really cool to see, you know. So really like this effect. You can tell it's a really good synergistic combo, and when you go into a fourth skill, the fourth skill allows this march to become even more tankier. The fact that you can get her 5155 or even just 5151 like mine's about to be, you're going to be able to get a 20% HP bonus and a 7,500 increase in that legion capacity, meaning all of those heals, all of those stats that you gain are going to be bigger and more impactful in the open field. When you go to the last one, this is where it's kind of ridiculous here. She also has the purge effect, but her purge effect compared to little Pan's here is absolutely crazy. You're going to be able to reduce counterattack damage by 20%, going all the way, guys, up to 50%. That is right. So if you're going against a Syndrion and a Freygar, and you know those guys are going to hit 8,000 plus damage, guess what? It's only 4k now. It's only 4k. It's okay. We can deal with it. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of damage still, but it's not 8k, right? And you're also able to remove one debuff effect. And this is where this match, again, with Pan synergizes perfectly. Because you're going to be able now, with these two different skills, have two different timers that could potentially be removing different debuff effects and making your match always at full capacity. With that, you're going to get the Awakening, and the Awakening now increases this to 3 seconds instead of 2, and you also get an extra 100 healing if you eventually get your Indis maxed out. So really cool combo, Pan and Indis there. And obviously you can choose to have Pan as the lead if she is awakened compared to your Indis, and Indis is only maybe in this state. Or you can obviously choose Indis to be the primary and Pan behind. It doesn't honestly matter. Both of these are going to have the same sort of talent pages, which we're going to go over very shortly. So I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. When it comes to your actual artifacts, obviously, you know, I'm going to say to you, make sure you have a gathering artifact on, right? If you're not going to use it in PvP, make sure you have some sort of gathering artifact on it, and maximize the gathering capabilities that you do have. But there is some actual artifacts in here that are really good for your march. So one really good one straight away is the Breath of Gargantis. This is a very offensive support artifact that you're going to be able to put on this match, and it's going to make you now obviously heal all of your tanks, put a 20% debuff on with that Indis, plus now reduce their defense break with the Breath of Gargantis. So very absolutely devastating when it comes into a supportive type of playstyle. You could also try and justify trying, and this is, I don't personally ever want to, but the Staff of Prophet, it is on an insane massive cooldown. But if you're going to try and get a mass amount of guys into the battlefield really quick, really cool artifact to use, but I wouldn't generally have this in. But the other two all-stars that we're going to talk about is the Staff of Spring. Obviously, a 2400 direct healing factor to a single unit is absolutely key, especially when you're healing all the time with your Pan and that Indis combo. But you can also grab the Tear of Arbonne. This is, again, another AoE healing effect. Very, very powerful when you're trying to beat that support tanky match. And obviously, your role, again, is not to deal damage with this. Your match is to support and make your big whales T5 players last longer and make them get even more kills by supporting them through this match. So really, really good combo. If you're looking again, we're going to go for Tear of Arbonne for the artifacts, or your Staff of Spring, or the Breath of Gargantis for the artifacts, with the honorable mention of the Staff of Prophet. So that is the pairing skills and the artifacts covered for Master Pan the Dream Herald. We're going to now go into the talent pages. So if you've enjoyed the video so far, remember, smash the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. We've been loving the content so far, and I've been loving the support and the comments you've been putting down in the comment section below. So with all that said, let's go into the talent page. So, the talent pages, we're going to go over straight away, firstly, the Gathering one, because the Gathering one is a nice, simple one. Everyone is going to have this talent page basically upon arrival, and you're going to be using it on literally every Gathering, right? So, really good, actually, to cover it right here. So, if you're looking for a Gathering talent page, this is the one for you. Remember, if you're using a Gatherer, top tip, always put 3 out of 3 points into Earth's Grace as soon as you drop into that zone. As soon as you go in and you complete some Dragon Trials, honestly, just dump about 5 XP bucks just to get them up to 3 out of 3. Get that 12,000 extra XP bonus per day for Gathering then, and then leave them, right? And by leave them, they're going to level up themselves really fast there, and they're going to go up the tree. So, from that foundational section though, we're going to grab the Earth's Grace and March Speed, as well as the Logistic Master, which is giving you overall 9% gather speed. Really, really nice, obviously, that we really want. Transforming is our main effect, so all units in our Legion gain 1% HP. All buff effects granted through rage skills are increased by 5. Absolutely bonkers, to be fair, as a talent. The more you read this, just think any sort of buff effect that you're getting from a rage, so that's your defense like Shelter, Onslaught, any skill synergies like Sage, that is increased now by 5% flat because of this. Absolutely insane. Really, really good. Honestly, really, really good. So, what we do for the Gathering tree though, I go down this route right here. And it's a pretty easy route, and the reason why I go down this is to get Earth's Grace. We already have an insane amount of wood gathering speed and different types of speed. But if you really want to, you can go for any of these, speeds as you want. My personal opinion on it is if I can get to a tile 25% faster than you, and you only save possibly about 5 minutes of extra time compared to me, I'm going to get back quicker than you, and I'm going to get out quicker back than you. So the fact that I can get in and out between tiles quicker is where I'm more important. Plus, the transport speed here is going to make more sense when we go further up in the build. I get overall load capacity because I get 25% load capacity, and because I grab that 25%, we sacrifice a little bit of it on purpose for quick harvest. And this is the reason why I kind of ignore all of these, because now I'm going to get a 20% flat extra gathering speed on all of my resource types, so I don't care, and it only reduces it by 10%. So in total, this is giving us 15% load capacity, and as you guys know, like, this is already enough load capacity as you're leveling up. You're going to get a ton when you're hitting the later stages, so you don't have to go absolutely crazy involved into it. So when we go in this final stage, this is where I actually believe you can go into any of these last points. Again, War Banner is just going to allow you to send more troops, and the thing is, you can send more troops and have a bigger legion capacity, because obviously when you send your troops to your alliance pit, you're going to gather a lot more, right? So it's better to gather a lot more with a bigger cap than not. But I go down the March speed route. Again, 50% now increase in March speed for our transport units. We're getting there in half the amount of time that any other player is. And the benefit of this is when we go actually down this left tree, and you're going to understand why right now. So we're going to get a nice little bit of load capacity again, which we did sacrifice earlier, but now when this hits 25%, we've got a total of 40% extra load cap. That is plenty for any gathering commander. But with the brand new Legion changes, as you guys know, this talent is now becoming my all-star talent. As long as your Legion is composed entirely of transport units, they cannot be intercepted. Honestly, this is going to save your Grace so much, because the way this obviously works, it's only 1 point, so you're going to put 1 point into this, and then you're going to put your last 4 points into Earth's Grace. But this always guarantees, no matter what, that your march can always return home, even if it goes and bumps into an ally member, or even if it's just from a different alliance that's in the white. You don't have to worry about it. It's just going to walk straight through them. Really, really underappreciated talent when it comes to gathering right now because of the Legion March changes. So yeah, you would finish off with Earth's Grace, and in this, you would then get Windfall. Windfall is the talent to go for. I don't care. You can try and argue in the comments, Lay of the Land, if you're super on point, but no. The fact that you get additional reward items when you're completing this means you're getting additional resources that you can save up, boys, and that is what you want. You want to be able to save and save and save, and then use those when you want to use them. So honestly, Windfall, very, very good. Once you complete this, it's up to you what you want to do, but I honestly do prefer going down Leeway, then finishing off Joyful Labor. And the reason why I do this in my talent build is for the same reason of Undeterred. So now, if you can imagine you're farming away, we now have a 100% chance to recall our units instantly. They cannot be intercepted by other units. And then on top of it, when you complete Joyful Labor, this gives you 100% a chance to become invulnerable, and you take no damage, and this scales up 2 seconds all the way up to 10 seconds, and this can obviously be triggered every minute. So it allows you, as you can tell now, with all that march speed that I have, to be able to escape, and you want to be able to escape and get away from other players, right? So it's going to allow you to get out of those nasty farm killing situations and get home. From there, again, up to you, but you can just get Logistics Master. This is giving you generally overall gathering speed, so it's 15% gathering speed to all types, and I would prefer all types than picking a very specific one. So that is the gathering tree, nice and easy. I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you want to have a gathering tree and why I go the way I go, that is it. It's very good for PvP oriented servers if you're scared of getting farm killed, and obviously it's going to get you all the resources you want. So let's move on to the second tree, and the second tree is what you're going to be using if you are going for that support off tank build. And this build is really, really good. Honestly, I honestly love this the more I look at it. So obviously with Transforming Spirit, we're getting 5% extra increase of any effects. So with this, our foundational talents have to change because we are now in PvP combat. So what we're going to do, we have to still take Earth's Grace, but we will go down for the March speed, and we can get 1.2% health here. So we're going to grab 1.2% health, and then we'll go into the support to give ourselves another 2% extra health. So that's already 3.2% extra health for our March. Really, really powerful, if you ask me, for your stats. But then you're going to go into the high spirits to generate some rage. Overall defense to give you, as it says, a overall defense increase like you already have in your skills. This is going to protect you from as many different sources of damage as you possibly can. But then the payoff is having force field. Anytime you gain some sort of buff, your HP increases by 0.5% up to a maximum of 5%. Really cool effect. You're going to gain even more stats, so now we're going into the 6.2% increase in health, and that's just from our talents, right? From here, what we're going to do is start to abuse the fact that we are going to be a mage march and we're going to be a supportive march. So some people might try to kill us, similar to, if you can imagine, trying to be an Aetherfled in the field or a Joan of Arc, right, from Rise of Kingdoms. What you would do is get Ex Nihilo. So whenever someone does randomly debuff you, you're going to receive an extra 5% more healing for 10 seconds. And the fact that this is extra healing, you got to remember, with that Awakened Pan now, you're going to be healing yourself a little bit extra, and we're going to start using some of this healing combination in this tree. So whenever we get hit now, we also have a chance of getting healed, meaning this is going to be increased by 5%, which is really nice. And also, whenever we are getting healed, or if we get shielded by a friendly unit, we also gain an additional rage, meaning we're going to be healing even more, because obviously we're going to be healing if you're hitting us. We're going to be healing when we hit our rage cycle. You know, it's a nice little bit of rage and healing combination here. That's a really little bit of intricacy that might have been hidden and under people's radar. But from there, I actually go a little bit of offensive, and this might be scare people. But whenever we receive healing, we get to deal 150 damage. And as you can tell, this triggers every 10 seconds. And I'm going to tell you guys, this will trigger every 10 seconds off on repeat, because it will have something healing you during that time. Even if it's this skill, if it's your main skill, if it's an ally, if it's your artifact, you're gonna have this skill on all the time. So I honestly really like Punisher. It gives you a little bit of damage to help, you know. So if you're hitting the enemy front line, it's going to give you a little bit of damage to help them, but it's going to allow you to heal, obviously, your front line, and you're going to get that big combo with the Punisher procs. From here, I would go into overall. We'll now get another extra bit of health, giving us another 2%. Then we would go into 4 points into overall defense and just 1 point into overall speed. You're going to thank me later just having an extra 2%. It's going to allow you to move a little bit more freely in and out of combat without getting punished too hard, especially when you're running this type of march. And then, again, because you're running a support style march, War Banner here is an amazing skill. It's going to allow you to increase it up to 1500 extra units, and with that Indis, again, you're going to have such a far superior legion capacity that those heals that you're sending out are going to be even bigger. So I really do like this, and we finish off the build with Spirited Response. Whenever we get hit by a normal attack, we're going to gain an extra 4 rage. Lovely doublet. I'm not going to lecture on this. You can tell why we want this, because we are going to get targeted when they see either a Pan or Indis on the open field. You can choose how you want to put your last point. I would personally put it on Unrelenting Fury, because we are going to gain buff effects, so we're going to gain that extra little bit of free rage on top. So it's a really cool little combination here. Or if you want to do a little bit more damage, that's up to you. I personally wouldn't. This match isn't made for damage, but you can definitely go for Unrelenting Fury or Noble Contract to increase the amount of healing and shielding you receive. So those are the talent pages we're going to gone over. I hope you've enjoyed it. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed my Pan guide, all up to date for you. You're going to understand, hopefully, the best match right now that you can be rocking with her. I don't know if Fia would be any good. That's why we haven't mentioned her. But definitely a Indis and Pan combo for now, because there's no other real support style heroes in the game right now that fits this niche. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and until the next video, guys, and from me and Pan the little satyr, stay safe, stay sneaky, peace out.